Welcome to ExcelMantras. Today, we are going to start part 1 of the series called Tips and Tricks to Increase Productivity in Excel. Today's video is divided into two parts. First, how to sanitize raw data, and second, a list of few unique shortcuts to get things done quickly. Let's begin. Today, we have a set of names and addresses. Unfortunately, the addresses are randomly entered and there are extra spaces, uneven capitalization, some text in uppercase and some in lowercase. Now, let's sanitize this into a standard format. To do this, the first thing we would like to do is remove the uneven capitalization. There's a formula called proper. How to use it? Is equal to proper, press tab, select the column, close the bracket, press enter. So now you see all the text in this column has been converted into proper format where the very first alphabet of each word would be capitalized and everything else would be in small case. Similarly, we can do this for all the columns. Now, if you see, there are a lot of extra spaces between the words. How to remove this? What we'll do is we'll use the function called trim. How to use it? Is equal to trim, press tab, select the column, close the bracket, press enter. So now you see all the extra spaces except a single space has been removed from the cell. This helps a lot when the data has been entered unevenly by anyone because of XYZ reasons. So now if we drag this, you see all the extra spaces here, here, everywhere in the sheet has been removed. So now we have a data which does not have any unrequired spaces. But still, the problem lies that there are still uppercase characters, lowercase characters, uneven capitalization. So how do you do all of this in one go? There's something called nested function, which means we use a function within a function or a formula within a formula. So how do we go about it? Is equal to proper, press tab, trim, press tab, select the cell, close the bracket for trim and then close the bracket for proper. Press enter. Now you see the entire data has been properly sanitized. There is no extra space, all the uneven capitalization has gone, and this is a standard data which can be presented for everybody. So now you see all the errors that were there because of uneven data entry has been removed. Now let's see a unique function that Excel has to offer. So what we've done is we've rationalized all the data, rather sanitized it as per our requirement. However, if you want, you can convert all the data into uppercase or lowercase as well. Let me show you how. We'll go to a side column. We'll use is equal to upper, press tab, select the cell, close the bracket, press enter. So if you see, the entire data that was here has been converted to uppercase. If you drag it, all the data is now present in uppercase. Similarly, if you want to do it in a lowercase character, you can use is equal to lower, tab, select the cell, close the bracket, press enter. Everything will be in a lowercase character. Now, this is depending upon your requirement. You can use the standard data which everyone uses, first word capital and rest in lowercase, or you can use everything in either uppercase or lowercase depending upon what requirement or what kind of data do you have. So this is how you sanitize a raw data. Now, let's come to the second section of today's video, which is unique shortcuts, which will make you work a little faster in your day-to-day working. Okay, now supposedly in this sheet we have 10 names and we have their addresses, and we have a column where we want to mention the relationship, either they are family or they are friends. Supposedly what you want to do is enter family in 5 random places, but to do that you will have to enter family 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now this is consuming a lot of time. To avoid this or to overcome this, what you can do is select the columns where you want to enter the data. Like I've selected first, press Ctrl, select the second column, third, fourth, fifth, or how many columns you want to. Now, the highlighted cell or the active cell is here. Type family, and normally you would press enter. Do not press enter, rather press Ctrl enter. So you see all the cells that you've selected will have the same data. Okay, this is how you enter the same data in multiple cells. Now, to enter the same formula in multiple cells, we'll use, since this is also unsanitized data, firstly we'll sanitize it. So we'll select multiple columns randomly by selecting Ctrl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in the active cell we'll type, for example, is equal to proper tab trim tab cell bracket closed for trim and bracket close for proper. Press enter. So this entered the data for only one. Now what we wanted to achieve is the same formula to be entered in 5 columns. So what we'll do is we'll do Ctrl Z is equal to proper tab trim tab the cell bracket close for trim bracket close for proper, and rather than pressing enter we'll press Ctrl enter. So now you see all the formulas have been copied in the selected cell. What we want to do is we want to enter a formula in all the columns, right? So what we'll do is equal to trim. To remove the space, we'll select the cell, close the bracket, press enter. Now we want the same formula in all the empty spaces. All you have to do is either double click, it copies automatically, or Ctrl Z, you select the end of the cell and you drag it to the place that you want. Same effect. Now, okay, now we also want to enter a sequence without having to type from 1 to 10. What you do is 1, 2. Ideally, to enter this, I would have to enter 1 to 10, but I don't want to do it. So the shortcut would be, I select 1 and 2, I go to the end of the cell, I double click. So Excel automatically makes a sequence for me till the end of where the data is. This is how you enter a sequence or a formula for multiple rows. Okay, now how to check which cells have formulas? So supposedly I entered a formula here, trim, then I copied this here, I entered the formula again here, is equal to trim, select, Control, enter. Okay, and now over here I copy the normal data. Okay, now in order to know which all cells have formulas, I'll have to manually select one by one. So it shows trim, yes, this is a formula, this is random data, this is a formula, random data, formula, random, formula, random, and so on. Now, this is a manual task. I don't want to do this. What I want to see is immediately what columns or what cells have formula. All I have to do is press Ctrl and press this particular key on the keyboard, which is left to 1. press this, all the columns will expand and show you which all have a formula. So you see over here, the first one, second, third one, first one, third one, fifth one, and randomly have formulas. And now I want to put a timestamp as to on which date did I modify it. So I'll select any particular cell, and then all I will do is press Control semicolon and enter. The current date in the system would be marked over there. So this will help me, rather than looking for a calendar, looking for the date and entering it manually, immediately I'll retrieve the system date and it will be entered in the system for me to refer back to, right? Now, let's see how to remove a formula from a cell or selected cells. So, we know that these multiple cells have formulas and data. So what we'll do is select all of them. We'll press copy, which is Control C. We'll go to paste and then we'll paste values. So now all the data that we have here, the formulas have been removed, right? Now I'll undo it. So the formulas are back. Formula, no formula, formula, no formula. Okay. Now I don't want to use the keyboard and I want to do this simply by my mouse. So what I'll do is I'll select all the data. I'll go slightly up here till a hand icon appears. Right click on the mouse and hold it. I'll move it somewhere, pull it back and just drop it. So it'll ask me copy here as values only. I select this and if you see, all formulas are gone. So this is how you remove a formula in Excel without using a keyboard. Well, I guess that's all for today, the part 1. I hope you liked the video and stay tuned for part 2. Thank you.